Yakwe, welcome to the Republic of the Marshall Islands. I'm Jen Boniza. I'll be your host for our Marshallese adventure. On our journey, we'll visit beautiful atolls with exotic lagoons, unexplored reefs, and villages where life and time moves at a pace that is arguably more serene and appropriate than anywhere else. If you're looking for adventure above or below the Great Pacific Ocean, the Marshall Islands, with their 750,000 square miles of open water and her hundreds of islands and islets, awaits you. This is a special place.
It's been suggested that this vast Western Pacific area was settled about 4,000 years ago. The Republic of the Marshall Islands consists of 29 atolls, each made up of many islands and hundreds of islets. They are roughly 5 hours by air and a little over 2,000 miles southwest of Hawaii. Born to the ocean, the Micronesians learned to navigate by using all of the natural elements of life at sea, like the sky, currents, and the ocean's creatures. Part of the huge Pacific area known as Micronesia, the Marshall Islands is approximately 70 square miles of terra firma, which is about the size of Washington, D.C. However, the Marshall's 750,000 square miles of open ocean is roughly the size of Texas.
As we've learned, the Marshallese are an ancient seafaring people. Living on an atoll is not unlike living on a ship. The ocean is a constant for all Marshallese. Land and the ocean are equally significant in Marshallese life. When the trade winds are blowing and the passing cloud systems roll over the atoll, it doesn't take much imagination to feel like you're on a fast-moving, ocean-going vessel.
Because of the scarcity of land, the Marshallese have a deep affinity for it. Take a dip in the warm waters of the Marshalls and you'll also discover why they love the ocean. Non-scuba divers needn't worry about missing anything. Nature has plenty for snorkelers to see and experience.
Below the surface of the ocean, time has stood still here. There are countless coral reefs and enormous areas that have never been scuba dived. Perhaps the clearest and purest water in the Pacific is found here. Over 800 species of fish and close to 200 kinds of corals are found throughout the Marshalls. Off the capital of Majuro, you can dive all day amongst gardens of giant fan coral, huge schools of fish, and never see another diver.
For the hardest of hardcore globe-trotting divers, the Marshall's Bikini Atoll is known as the Mecca of wreck diving, the only place on the planet that you can dive on an aircraft carrier or Imperial Japanese naval battleship. What a lucky few divers have discovered is the world-class level of scuba diving on other atolls. On Majuro, undived sites are being discovered every week. If you care to do so, you can dive wrecks within the lagoon or venture out to ocean passes and pristine reefs where an incredible explosion of biomass awaits you. Dive trips to isolated atolls are possible on liveaboards and have also been accomplished by pre-staging diving equipment. The main atoll of Majuro has several fine hotels that cater to all levels of divers and snorkelers, and there are several smaller properties in more remote areas that will also accommodate ocean enthusiasts and divers.
The open water and reefs are ideal for fishermen and underwater hunters. In recent years, world-class freedivers have selectively and not indiscriminately hunted dogtooth tuna and Napoleon wrasse in the passes of Majuro and neighboring atolls. Within this international community of conservation-sensitive ocean hunters, the Marshall Islands is becoming known for its hospitality, affordability, and its abundance of game.
Harvesting food from a bountiful ocean has always been an integral part of life here. Throughout untold centuries, Marshallese men have been taking a single breath of air and diving below the surface of the sea to hunt for fish and other precious resources. Winning a battle with the Napoleon wrasse, which grows to over 300 pounds, poses one of the greatest challenges a freediver can ever face. Marshallese royalty revere the flesh of this powerful fish. It is said that if they wish, they can claim your catch. This act will not only bring great honor, but will also signify the skill and knowledge of the fishermen.
Elegant black pearls are being cultivated and harvested in the Marshalls. Pristine lagoons and incredibly pure water combine to make optimal growing conditions for pearls with superior luster and size.
We're at 250. Do I see 275? Is there 270? Number 4, 275.
In 2003, the very first pearl auction in Micronesia was held in the Marshallese capital of Majuro. Buyers from the U.S. and several Pacific countries attended. Although the crop was relatively small compared to the harvests of pearl industry leaders like Tahiti and Australia, quality was extremely high. After the auction, what remained of the harvest was made available to anyone interested. It would be an understatement to say that sales were brisk. Many visitors and residents walked away with handfuls of beautiful pearls at bargain prices. The major producers of black pearls are French Polynesia and Australia. However, the art of inducing oysters to produce gem quality pieces was established in Japan over 100 years ago. The black-lip pearl oyster is the primary species that is being utilized as the host. Technicians trained in the Japanese method of pearl cultivation carefully place beads and mantle tissue into the body of the oyster. If everything goes well, a flawless gem quality pearl that has superior luster will emerge in about 18 months. Probably the single most important factor in the farming of pearls is water quality. Robert Reimers Enterprises, the primary cultivator of Marshallese pearls, has farms located in beautiful pristine lagoons on several sparsely inhabited atolls. The upside for this burgeoning Marshallese industry is tremendous.
A trip to a neighboring atoll is a step back in time. Everyone moves a little more slowly here. On Likiep, there are only 2 cars, and when the Air Marshall Islands flight arrives, much of the village is there to witness this most tangible link to the outside world. No traffic jams, road rage, fast food, or stress from urban tension. In fact, the biggest challenge for some is realizing this. Many of us can benefit and recharge with a visit to a place where life is slower and simpler.
The inhabitants of Likiep Atoll have an interpretation of time that hasn't changed much from the earliest settlers. Today, a fusion of Marshallese with 19th century German and Portuguese settlers are still tending groves of coconut trees and baking bread in outdoor ovens. With fuel costing over $5 a gallon, frugality and ingenuity is required. An assortment of old oil drums and coconut husk fuel serves nicely as a neighborhood bakery. On this atoll of 300 or so, you won't see anyone wearing a wristwatch. What you will find is a place that is, for lack of a better term, frozen in time. It's a place that you can visit comfortably and truly experience Marshallese village life. can fly to most of the 29 atolls in the Marshalls. Modern and efficient aircraft service the citizens of this waterborne nation. On Majuro, the capital, you won't exactly find morning or afternoon gridlock, but you will notice a unique Micronesian hustle and bustle. With a population of over 30,000, Majuro has several fine hotels staffed with friendly employees. Experiencing the local cuisine is a must. The abundance of local seafood makes for unforgettable dining. Craft items are an important part of the economy. One-of-a-kind hand-woven kili bags can be purchased at bargain prices. In Honolulu, you'll pay 500% more for this kili bag. For outdoor enthusiasts, there are numerous water activities, eco and historical tours. The deep, rich blue waters of the Marshall Islands are home to numerous species of the big game family. The Pacific blue marlin sits comfortably at the top of this robust ocean food chain. On Majuro and Rongelap, there are charter operations that specializes in big game sports fishing. Local captains will lead you to grounds that promise enough action for even the most experienced angler. As we mentioned earlier, scuba diving the Marshalls is world-class without the crowds. On Majuro, excellent hotel accommodations are located single-digit minutes away from fabulous dive sites. The 35-minute boat ride will take you to sparsely inhabited Arno Atoll, where never-dived before reefs await your arrival. We suggest you bring plenty of memory chips, film, and fully charged batteries because you'll need them. You won't be lacking material for your dive logs. For globe-trotting adventurers seeking virgin diving in multiple atmospheres, the Marshall Islands represents an opportunity to be at the forefront and to lead the discovery of this very special place.
The Republic of the Marshall Islands is a special place. If you're seeking adventure or respite, these beautiful atolls surrounded by the Pacific Ocean with its 4,000 years of culture and history just might be what you're looking for. Please visit us. Bring your passion for adventure and your thirst for knowledge. You won't regret it. Komol Tata. Thank you so much.
One of the most interesting destinations or regions that we visit with the Silver Discoverer is Melanesia, Papua New Guinea, Vanuatu and Solomons. And these are not destinations that jump out probably when you plan an expedition, but we visit this area 3-4 times a year, and I can honestly say culturally it's probably one of my favorite destinations. No, in fact it is my favorite destination. You know, Papua New Guinea, Vanuatu and Solomons are so seldomly visited that the experiences are real. One might think that going from island to island will become boring after 5-6 days, that you're going to experience the same things day after day. But nothing can be further from the truth. The people living on these islands have developed independently and have developed this incredible way of life and cultures that are so different, even when you talk about islands that are 10 or 15 miles apart. And we get to experience the culture. We get to experience the warmth of the people of Papua New Guinea, Vanuatu and Solomons. It is difficult to explain what makes these islands so special. You know, what it feels like when you come off a Zodiac and there's a warrior with a spear. Of course you know that nothing is going to happen to you, but it is still a little bit intimidating when a warrior, a local warrior, runs towards you with a spear and challenges you to come onto the shore. Seeing the different dance presentations, the Sing Sings, where hundreds of people gather, not only from the village that we are visiting, but from villages all around the area. People that have traveled 2-3 days to come and be at that spot. We become part of the attraction. You know, we are becoming a reason for the locals to have a festival, to have a sing-sing. And quite often these sing-sings, these festivals, will start a day or two before we arrive and carry on a day or two. I mean, these people have traveled a far way to get to these islands or to these villages. They are going to make the best of it. The artifacts that one can buy are truly amazing. You know, these are people that are incredibly skilled in carvings, and they produce the most incredible statues and masks that we will be able to purchase when we visit Papua New Guinea, Solomons, Vanuatu. Places in Vanuatu that we will be a handful of people to get to experience the culture and almost a dying culture. For example, we get to see the Rom dance on Umbrum, the magic island, you know, the island of magic, where the people that practice the Rom dance believe that by practicing this dance, they get rid of evil spirits. What they do is they make these special costumes out of banana leaf, and they perform a dance, and they believe that during the dance, evil spirits are attracted and captured in their costume. And they are dressed head to toe. You cannot see any part of their body in this costume. Once they've finished the dance, they will run into the forest and they will burn this costume, and therefore getting rid of the evil spirits. You know, seeing the mudmen in the Solomon Islands, seeing the birds of paradise headdresses of the men of the Tufi Fjord area in Papua New Guinea. Special, unique experiences that you cannot have other than on an expedition ship, because there's no other way to travel to these destinations. One of my highlights is in Vanuatu, when we take our guests up to Mount Tavurvur. We go to Tana Island and we travel by pickup trucks, 45 minutes up an active volcano, and we sit waiting for the sun to set. We sit on a crater and you hear this volcano roar and rumble, and you see the lava being spewed into the air. Nothing gets close to an experience like that. Nothing can prepare you for the emotions that you will have sitting on this volcano, sitting on the edge of this volcano, and seeing, hearing and smelling. It is a unique area, not only from a cultural point of view, not only from a scenery point of view, but also the scuba diving and the snorkeling. On Silver Discoverer, we offer complimentary scuba diving. Our guests need to pre-register for this. The reefs that we will encounter are incredible. Some of the best visibility that I've seen in my life. The snorkeling, the best snorkeling places in the Solomon Islands, where you have 250 to 300 different species of fish on one of the reefs. Njari Island officially got the most diverse reef in the world. It is like the Red Sea or the Maldives on steroids, snorkeling on these reefs. But at the end of the day, it is the people of Melanesia that make you want to come back. And I look forward to welcoming people on our Silver Discoverer voyages, because it is a unique experience that you just cannot forget.
Welcome to Travel Discovery. I'm Lisa and I will be your host. Today we are in the Federated States of Micronesia. It's a country spread across the western Pacific Ocean, comprising of more than 600 islands. But Micronesia specifically is made up of 4 island states. The country is known for palm, shaded beaches, wrecked fill dives, and ancient ruins, sunken temples, and burial vaults that extend out of a lagoon. The population is about 113,000, and the official language is English. Each island region has its unique cultures and traditions. They're very distinct and diverse, as the fish and the coral formations. The best time to visit is October to March, when the trade winds provide relief from the energy-sapping humidity. Random fact, it's rumored that the notorious American-born swindler Bully Hayes buried loot in Micronesia in 1874. Many treasure hunts have ensued, but nothing has been found. Some things to do: you can go hiking, diving, you can see ancient wreckage, you can go kayaking, you can watch the brilliant sunsets in Micronesia. On Yap Island, you can see the enormous stone money donuts, an ancient form of currency. You can enjoy the hard-working artisans and local dance performances at the Ethnic Art Institute of Micronesia. Some trademarks of Micronesia are giant stone money, traditional magic, beetle nut, wreck diving, ancient stone cities, preserved cultures, and, of course, fresh seafood. Micronesia has incredible marine life. Swimming with a reef manta ray is not impossible here. Basket weaving is a traditional island craft handed down from one generation to the next. If you're looking for a unique place to visit, why not try Micronesia? I'll leave you now with some beautiful images of Micronesia and see you in the next video. Please remember to like and subscribe. Happy travels, everyone.
Where is Koshai? What does Koshai have to offer you? Are you looking for a vacation like no other? Or a place to see your dreams come true?
Welcome to Koshai, Kulaw, Malalap.
Koshai is a tiny green paradise in the middle of the vast tropical Pacific, with flights to cities around the world and all of the modern-day comforts the world has come to expect. A rugged mountainous island where our traditions are important and many people in the community use the age-old skills in their daily lives. People have lived on Koshai for more than 1,000 years, with a long history and tradition. Koshai is a place that will leave you feeling like you have stepped back to a time when culture and family was the way of life. It still is on Koshai. Modern-day hotels and traditional eco-lodges exist side by side. Excellent restaurants with a wide variety of worldwide and local cuisines. Professional local guides provide a well-rounded mix of experiences for residents and guests alike. There are the ancient canoe landings, the Minka ruins in the heart of the rainforest, and the world-famous Lila ruins. This treasured trove for archaeologists has a variety-rich history waiting to be visited, discovered, and uncovered. The waterfalls, fishing, and amazing World War II historical sites are waiting for exploration. The amazing coral and marine life has been drawing scuba divers to Koshai for years. Koshai Island protects its reef with over 60 marine buoys covering 43 miles of reef. The world-class surfing has caught the attention of the best surfers in the world. Living on a self-contained island, the Koshain people are very aware of the need to protect our critical resources and ensure that the development is sustainable. That is why Koshai is steaming forward with our project to power the entire island with wave power. Koshai is the home of the first biosphere reserve in Micronesia to be recognized by the UN. Over our long and storied history, Koshains have built an organized government working hard to be both environmentally friendly and offer opportunities for tourism and new business development.
I'm Stephen George, working as Director for Resources and Economic Affairs. For Koshai State Government, we are focusing on areas of agriculture, fisheries, trade and investment. Koshai opens for business and we welcome foreign investment.
Agriculture is booming on Koshai. The College of Micronesia Tissue Culture Center works tirelessly to develop new varieties of fruits and vegetables. Because of our organic methods and unique produce such as our green tangerines and other agriculture products, export to our neighboring islands is ever increasing. Other exports include captive reared giant clams, farm-raised corals for the aquarium trade, and our fabulous Koshain bottled spring water. What could you do on Koshai to change the world? Go to koshai.com for information about how you can visit or become a part of the Koshain community.
Half a day in Tyrol, it's like saying aloha. We use that as our way to say this is who we are and we're excited that you're here. We're about 3 hours away from Japan and we're on the North Pacific, right above the equator. You see the Chamorro culture and then you see also the Carolina culture. When you get to Saipan, pretty much it is the main capital of the Commonwealth of the Northern Islands. The grotto was considered one of the best places for diving. It opens up to outside where you're looking at all these cliffs. I always recommend that you gotta go see our Manigaha because it's a conservation area. So when you're swimming there in Manigaha, you think you'll be in an aquarium. If you want to visit historical, then you gotta go visit the World War II sites. These are the invasion beaches. There is the World War II snorkeling tour. You will see sticking out of the water 3 Sherman tanks. We also have beautiful coral gardens to just swim over all these corals. Ina's Kitchen. Young Chamorro chef that's fusioning our own local cuisine. One of my favorite there is the titizas with fish. It looks like a taco. When you want really quiet then you gotta go to Luta, very serene. The features of each island, Rora, Tini, and Saipan, have a different flavor and taste and sights of it. We want our guests to learn about our culture and also our language, so you can share the Hafidi spirit when we're together.
Wake me up, my eyes are heavy and I need some sun. One hit, I'm ready for whatever comes. Nothing can keep me from you, nothing can keep me from you. Something about the things you told me, oh, I wrote them down, yeah. I took them with me to the place we found, and I'll be waiting for smoking weed and writing songs. Meet me at the sunrise, at the sunrise. I can get you so high, so high, burning up the daylight, in the daylight. Meet me at the sunrise, sunrise. Call my name, 'cause I'm so lost and I don't know this place. And I got this feeling that I just can't shake. But nothing can keep me from you, nothing can keep me from you. I follow the moon, from the dark to the break of dawn. We let it loose, smoking weed and writing songs. Meet me at the sunrise, at the sunrise. I can get you so high, so high, burning up the daylight, in the daylight. Meet me at the sunrise, sunrise. Meet me at the sunrise, at the sunrise. I can get you so high, so high, burning up the daylight, in the daylight. Meet me at the sunrise, sunrise.
There are many island chains within reach of the United States that people love to go to or want to check out. But one you might not think about that often is the Northern Mariana Islands. But don't make the mistake of thinking that just because you haven't heard of it, that there's nothing for you there.
This is what you do to haters. You just smile.
Because between the natural beauty and the resorts, there's a lot to take in. So allow us to show you the gorgeous escapes in the Northern Mariana Islands. Number 7. Saipan Ocean View Hotel. The hotel staff are courteous and friendly. The rooms are spotless and regularly maintained. The hotel is ideally located near several establishments. The hotel also offers complete amenities. Indeed, Saipan Ocean View Hotel is an excellent choice for travelers in the Northern Mariana Islands. It may sound simple, but if you really think about it, if you want something that is simple and yet allows you to enjoy your whole stay, and this hotel does indeed seem to offer that, so the only thing you have to worry about is where you'll go next in your trip. Number 6. Island Hotel Saipan. The hotel offers an outdoor pool and views of the sea. The on-site restaurant offers various delicious dishes. The staff are very friendly and courteous. The hotel is ideally located near several establishments for you to go and have fun near and in. That is, of course, very important because when you pick your hotel, you want it to be close to where all the action is, and that seems to be the case here. Number 5. Fiesta Resort. The hotel is conveniently surrounded by shopping and nightlife. The hotel also offers 6 food and beverage outlets, 2 swimming pools surrounded by tropical gardens, and 2 tennis courts. The location is less than 20 minutes drive from the airport. The hotel restaurant offers international, Asian, and Japanese cuisine. So not only does it have diversity in terms of its food, but you'll have plenty of options on what to do once you're in your new resort location. Fiesta indeed. Number 4. Hyatt Regency Saipan. The hotel offers a year-round outdoor pool and water sports facilities. The hotel guests can also enjoy several on-site bars, cafes, and restaurants, and a variety of cuisine. The staff are friendly and courteous. The rooms are spacious and very clean. Truly, Hyatt Regency Saipan is a great choice for travelers in the Northern Mariana Islands. The idea of a year-round pool is definitely something to get people talking, because we all wish we could be in a pool or near one all year round. Add that to the food and space, and this is a nice place to stay. Number 3. Saipan Hanamitsu Hotel. The hotel is just 600 meters from the beachfront, which is really close when you think about it. The hotel offers a sauna and a wellness center. The hotel also organizes island day trips and visits to Saipan Zoo. The location is only 300 meters from the American Memorial Park, making it a great place to stay at, given how many great things are literally within reach. Number 2. Abo Ocean View Inn. The hotel features free Wi-Fi, a barbecue, and a sun terrace. Some rooms offer magnificent views of the sea or mountain. The hotel is ideally located near the airport. The staff are professional and very friendly. Now you can see why they make sure to include view in the hotel title. Number 1. Gran Rio Resort Saipan. The hotel is very near the beachfront. The hotel offers a large outdoor swimming pool and an on-site restaurant. All the hotel rooms offer magnificent sea views. The hotel is within walking distance of various shopping and dining options, perfect for those who don't want to travel far after lodging. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at the various resorts and escapes you can go to in the Northern Mariana Islands?
In these vast ocean waters,
the Marshall Islands, it's so isolated from the rest of the world. It's a beautiful place.
From high above the island of Majuro, it's hard to see there is a battle going on below. A fight for survival between man and nature.
It's really life or death for us.
The Marshall Islands, the front line of climate change. After hours of flying over dark blue Pacific waters, through the clouds, land appears. A mirage-like vision. A tiny nation of islands and atolls located halfway between Hawaii and Australia. We've traveled here to the Marshall Islands to see a nation on the brink of extinction. The most extreme predictions say that as soon as 2030, sea level rise could make this place uninhabitable.
We're on the main road in Majuro. It is a 2-lane highway. Are we gonna make it? Yeah. It's really narrow here, and from this road, just a matter of feet, there's water.
The capital city of Majuro is only 300 feet wide in most places. This thin strip of land is home to over 27,000 people.
This is your front yard?
Yes. Charlotte Jack lives just steps from the water's edge. Only 16 years old,
Water is getting worse. It has reached the seawall.
she has grown up with the fury of the ocean.
So you never really know when you could get a surge?
No. One day it could be just like this, sunny and windy and just a perfect day. Tomorrow it could be like pouring rain and then water's up high.
So Charlotte, this used to be what?
We have the laundry.
Yeah.
This is where we do our dishes. It's beautiful when the sun sets right there. And
yeah. You're literally looking right at the sunset.
I'm doing dishes and I'm just looking at my view.
Yeah. You're not even looking out a window. You're just looking out. Wow.
Charlotte is part of what's called the last generation. Over half of the country's population is under the age of 24.
Sometimes I think by the time I graduate and go get my education, try to come back and serve my island, there's no more island, there's no more nation, there's no more culture. And I'm just there, stuck on the mainland, thinking, what could I have done?
Earlier this fall, a United Nations report sounded the alarm about the dire consequences of global warming, stating that if the Earth's temperature rises just half a degree more, there will be longer periods of drought, severe heat waves, and more sea level rise. And the nation of the Marshall Islands has been one of the loudest voices on the world's stage.
We must take every opportunity we can to stay below 1.5 degree limit needed for our survival.
The government was instrumental in drafting the Paris Agreement, a landmark measure to curb carbon emissions and combat climate change worldwide.
With Paris came to being, it is really our last hope to galvanize the entire global community to say, okay, enough is enough.
It is this water that has destroyed this coastline. Once, many homes stood here. Now, most reduced to nothing but rubble, with remnants of lives once lived by people who thought they would be safe.
They are working to protect themselves against the wrath of Mother Nature by building concrete seawalls.
You can see right there the old seawall that was built around parts of the island, but it's crumbling now. So where they can, the people of the Marshall Islands have built new walls to help protect them. But the question is, how much can it really do? The Minister of the Environment, David Paul, takes us out on the water to show us the scope of the Herculean task at hand. When you look at these seawalls that are already up, how much confidence does it give you that it'll be safe? Fingers crossed. We are near the smaller islands on the outer edge of Majuro and the lagoon, and if the sea level continues to rise, these will be among the first islands to go. We dock on the island of Ineko. This is beautiful. Wow. David, when you look all the way down that way and all the way down that way, it's just beach.
Yeah. This used to be all like land, and then all the way out this used to be beach.
Wow.
Now the beach is now expanding. Sooner or later everything will be beach rather than land.
This pristine, unspoiled land may one day be lost forever. In Marshallese lore, the saying is, if you take away their land, their spirits go too.
Land here is owned by families for hundreds of years. It's really a feeling of wealth for most Marshallese.
Jack Niedenthal is an American expat who has spent decades advocating for the rights of the Marshallese. He says this is not the first time their land and their well-being has come under threat.
What the U.S. did out here was horrendous. I mean, there's no other way to describe it.
During the Cold War, the United States used the Bikini Atoll as a strategic military position and a testing ground for nuclear weapons.
0 seconds and the unbelievable explosion detonated.
The one weapon that did most of the damage to the northern Marshall Islands was called the Bravo shot, and that was 1,000 times greater than the weapons that were used on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
1,000 times.
Nuclear fallout from that bomb so wide, ash rained down on the outer atolls. And for years, the residents there have suffered from birth defects and high rates of cancer. They had to be evacuated from their homes.
It would be a long time before the area of the test could be called safe enough for any kind of life to resume there.
Today, more than 50 years later, their land is still contaminated by radiation.
Describe for me the sacrifice the people here have made for the U.S.
Well, they've sacrificed both land and health.
As a small reparation for their suffering, the Marshallese are allowed to live and work in the United States without a visa. Over a third of the population has already left, seeking opportunity on the mainland. Soon, the more than 70,000 left behind may have no other choice. Just last year, President Trump would deliver another crushing blow to the islands with this announcement.
The United States will withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord.
The United States government let us down. It's like the life and death for us. It really is a death sentence, right? So to speak.
And it's the United States that carries one of the largest carbon footprints. But it's some of the smallest nations that are most affected by their giant neighbors to the north.
Do people here day to day, are they aware of the threat from climate change?
For us, it's really it's a daily reality. We are seeing our shoreline being eroded. We are experiencing longer drought, more frequent. It is quite challenging to try to cope with it.
And as the sea continues to rise, it's beginning to threaten their fresh water and will soon kill all plants and trees.
Who's next?
You know,
what are we going to see?
I've always said this. We may go first, but you're next.
So your fight is not just for the Marshall Islands, fair to say?
It's for the rest of the world. It's for the rest of humanity.
Despite the bleak outlook, the Marshallese are not ready to give up just yet.
I want to be the last guy to leave. I'm going to be the guy, floating out on a kayak, turning the lights out when everyone else is gone.
And he has 3 generations of family here to protect.
How much hope do you have that Giselle here will be able to stay and live and raise a family here on the Marshall Islands?
Truthfully?
Truthfully.
You hear a lot of people talking about, oh, we're going to have all these new emission control things in by 2050. And I'm like, I don't even know if we have till 2030.
when it becomes in other people's backyard, not just ours, my hope is that maybe they'll actually start trying to do things.
It's clear that this is a battle the Marshallese cannot win alone.
If you could make one plea about what it's like to live here with global warming, what would it be?
Come help us.
Come help you.
Come help us. We need help.
Help for the future generations growing up in a land nearly lost. Their home, the place where they belong.
Since January 2021, the sailing cargo ship Kwai is owned by the Republic of the Marshall Islands. In the Marshalls, more than 1,000 islands are scattered over a surface area of a size comparable to Mexico. Maritime transport is essential for economic activity, connectivity, and resilience in the ocean nation. Also, it is a significant factor for delivering education, health, environmental, and economic development, including response to climate change impacts. Still, RMI is almost entirely dependent on imported fossil fuels, which places a heavy burden on national and household budgets. Shifting from the use of fossil fuel propulsion to renewable energy sources helps in reducing the cost of providing regular and reliable transport services to outer island communities, thereby supporting more inclusive and sustainable economic growth for the country. With the German-funded bilateral project between the Ministry of Transportation, Communication, and Information Technologies in the Marshall Islands and Deutsche Gesellschaft für internationale Zusammenarbeit GIZ are jointly implementing a project on transitioning to low-carbon sea transport, funded by the German Ministry of Environment, Nature Conservation, and Nuclear Safety. The implementing partner, the Marshall Islands Shipping Corporation, agreed on a 4-month charter of the SV Kwai between September and December 2020 to test their capacity in national waters. The Kwai is a seaworthy sailing vessel, equipped with engine assistance for maneuvering during windless and calm conditions. The Marshallese government agreed on the purchase of the Kwai in late December 2020. Overall, the proposed scenario of the purchase intended to maximize RMI's chances of a real transition towards low-carbon sea transport, with a focus on skills development and scalability and replicability of the developed technologies and newly gained capabilities. As clearly said in the Dile strategy of the Republic of the Marshall Islands, the RMI is targeting net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. In the transport sector, land, aviation, and sea transport, a 16% reduction of the greenhouse gas carbon dioxide by the year 2025, and of 27% by the year 2030 is aimed. Particularly in the sea transport area, it has been agreed on a 40% reduction by 2030 and full decarbonization by the year 2050, as set out in the UNFCCC and DC commitments. The German-funded project Low Carbon Sea Transport aims at reducing CO2 emissions of domestic sea transport in the Marshall Islands to help achieving RMI's NDC objectives. For now, SV Kwai will make her round trips to all parts of the Marshall Islands. Thousands of tons of materials will be sailed nearly emission-free by crew from the Marshall Islands Shipping Corporation. The impact on shipping already became apparent, as one of the busiest vessels hauling copra to Medjugorje and taking passengers and cargo to the outer islands, she has proven the advantages of wind-propelled ships. and the loan that was used to finance the purchase was already paid off. Now SV Kwai is making profits for the Marshall Islands Shipping Corporation. Respectable scene, SV Kwai jointly with the German-funded and more modern sailing cargo freighter will furthermore provide a much-needed platform for particular maritime training. The new build sailing ship includes special areas designated for teaching and training. SV Kwai for now already allows Marshallese seamen to learn the basics of sailing a 120 feet ship by the means of wind energy. The initiative is provided a great example that low carbon sea transportation is feasible and beneficial, which is much needed to mitigate climate change. As part of the ambitious project, a sailing cargo vessel for inter-atoll sea transport in RMI has to be designed, built, tested, and assessed in the domestic waters of Marshall Islands. At a later stage of the project, a mature concept for low-carbon shipping technologies will be disseminated through the region.